Hey, Dr. Lobo.
Hey, how are you guys doing? How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Okay. So before we begin here, so it gets kind of confusing for everybody. Excuse me, it gets confusing for me mainly, but to keep track of everybody. So what I do for you guys is I actually assign you each a number. And then what I'll ask you to do is every time we log into a Zoom session, to preface your name with parentheses and then your number inside of that, okay? So I'm going to tell you guys your number now. And if you would just change your name on, like, so let me change mine here real quick and I'll show you. Okay, so can everybody see what I just did to my name?
Yeah, you put parentheses, X, parentheses, space.
Nice, that was a test. If you failed that one, see ya. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, okay, so your numbers are as follows. Lee, you're number 1. Tess, you're number 2. Robert, you're number 3. By the way, Sunji, do you go by Sunji or Ian?
I go by Sanjay.
Sanjay, okay, so that's good. I know that. You're number 4. Chu, you're number 5. Zain, you're number 6. Leah, you're 7. Brian, you're 8. Ethan, you're 9. And Michael, you're 10.
Michael, you may want to add your last name into it so that when Dr. Shah gets on, he knows who everybody is, right? Later on.
Okay, I'm not sure how to change the name.
So if you click on participants and then you hover over your name, you'll see more.
Oh, okay.
And then more, you'll rename yourself as 10 King Michael Brown. No. one time I was working at this company and I had to order something, and it, they like give you this option for like Mr., Mrs., whatever, doctor, but one of the options was King. So I ordered it, and all my packages from that company came to King Robert Brownick from that point forward. Yeah, I was like, who needs that option? You never know.
Let's just hope customer service treated you like that.
Hey, man, international. So, all right. Well, Dr. Lobo, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so first of all, welcome to each and every one of you. By the way, I noticed that Robert, you haven't put your name on, or Robert Lake, you haven't yet put your digits in. So welcome, of course. Normally this would have been an in-person thing, and we would have been in a huge classroom somewhere within our building here in the Harris Engineering Center at the University of Central Florida. Very sunny day today and so on. But anyway, we're reaching wherever we are, right? So the most important thing we're going to have to make sure that happens is that you still feel a sense of community in this whole process. So make sure that you're on a lot, right? That you're plugged in to these Zoom sessions and so on, that you're spending most of your day with our people, either with other students in the cohort or your project leader. Later on, you'll have your graduate student worker and so on with you. So just make sure that that's how you're spending your day, so that you begin to feel that you're part of this process, okay? Because there's a huge danger, particularly because you're remote and you're in your own little town and so on, wherever you are. So that's the first point. The second point is that, of course, we welcome you to this research experience for undergraduates. It's been going on now for over 33 years. This is either year 34 or 35, I'm not actually sure. The longest continuously running process in the United States. So we're very, very proud of this whole this whole history of ours. And Dr. Shah will be telling you more about that, either in the lectures on the introduction, or he will tell you himself when he meets you next week, okay? So just be aware that you're part of a very, very long, proud tradition. People who have gone on through this program have gone on to become professors, some of whom are leaders in the field and so on. So whatever it is, you're part of a very, very interesting cohort, selected particularly because you have some interest in this machine learning, computer vision field, as well as you're generally good students, able to take on complex tasks and juggle them all and make them all happen and so on, right? Okay, so be aware of that. And so that's very, very important through this whole process, that you keep that sense of pride in being part of a very, very important tradition, okay? The other thing is, of course, there's a lot of work to be done in this field and in this process that you're involved in. So we don't want to make it so stressful that you only feel the pressure of the work and so on. So there will be days like this morning right now, for example, we're going to have this, pretty informally introduction, chit chat. We're not going to talk about technical stuff at all. We're going to more talk about ourselves and life and so on, and pandemics, and whether no pandemic in your town, whatever's going on, that kind of thing. Or if any other issue is important to you, you want to talk about. So that's the story. And then the rest of the week, today being Wednesday, I think there's about 3 or 4 hours of lectures coming up after this. And then tomorrow I will start the lectures in the morning. And so they'll be live Zoom and so on. And then I think I'm spending a good chunk of the day tomorrow. There might be a small part, I think, that Robert Browning is going to do a tutorial or something like that. And then the same for Friday, right? Similar story for Friday, okay? And then Monday and Tuesday, we start looking at a variety of other things, including using the advanced sort of processors and all that you have to use over here to get some of the experimentation done. So we'll begin to work on that, okay, as time goes on. So don't be overwhelmed by anything. Take it one little step at a time. Just make sure that you're engaged at every step and that you're able to master whatever we want you to master, that little step that we want you to do, right? Okay, so that's the key idea. And of course, don't ever be a silent sufferer. Don't silently think, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? This is overwhelming. I cannot get it done. Don't be silent about it. As soon as you run into anything that you think is an unreasonable challenge that you don't know how to do, just let us know, right? Let us know, let somebody know. Let somebody in the leadership of this process know, so that we're able to help you out, give you what you need to move you on to the next step and so on, okay? Because of course, time is critical here, right? There's only so many weeks in this process. And so we want to make sure that all of that time is spent very productively and not constructively, which would be you stewing away in some kind of situation where you think you cannot get the help, but really the help was available, but you just didn't know how to get it, right? So very important that you yell as soon as you have any problems, okay? And we have no problem with you yelling a lot. So definitely, as they say, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. In your case, squeak a lot, right? Okay, so that's the story on that. Now, one other little comment I just want to put, off to rest. I think you're all wondering when you're going to get paid and so on, because that's an important part of life. So I believe the payments are going to show up to you between June 2 and June 5 somewhere. I'm assuming you've all done some kind of bank account transfer or whatever. Very few people are getting checks mailed out to them these days. So whatever it is, you've done something. So one of those days, some money should show up in your bank account, right? Now that money is $2,000. When you sign the invoice for it, it indicated that it was stipend, right? I want you to know there's two different uses of the word stipend in this process. One is the actual stipend that we're supposed to pay you, which is $6,000, right? Stipend we're supposed to pay you. And then we're also supposed to provide you some money for the housing allowance and food allowance and so on, as well as for these random extra things we're going to be doing. Like, for example, I think next week we have a lunch or a dinner that we're planning where you'll DoorDash yourself in, you'll get some food delivered to your home, and it'll be paid for from this extra money that we're going to be giving you, right? Okay. So even though upfront, because this first time around, you won't have the money yet, you'll only receive the money in early June. But the first time around, you'll pay for it for whatever means you have, credit card, whatever, you'll do it. And then shortly thereafter, the money will come to you. So the thing is, the way we account for all this is we make a total that we think we will owe you. And so, of course, we owe you the $6,000 for the stipend. We owe you the $1,000 towards your housing because we said $100 a week. This is a 10-week process. So as long as you stay in the process for the whole 10 weeks, you'll get the $1,000 from that. We told you we would pay you $9 a day for 70 days. So that includes weekends and all that. We're paying you the $9 a day. So that's another $630, right? So we add all that up. And that gives us a total of about $7,600, right? So then we break that a total amount into 3 groups, okay? And we're paying you the first group now in this early June payment. The second one will come in early July. And then the third one will come in late July, early August, right? So we don't know, we know what the first 2 amounts are. We know that the first amount is $2,000, the second amount is going to be about $2,500. And then the third one will be whatever it is, whatever we have said we owed you totally, but each one of you will have a slightly different spending process, meaning some of you might have had to purchase some equipment for the REU. You may have to have gotten some special software or something like that, whatever. You know, as time goes on, we'll know which one of you that is and so on. This time around, because it's all remote, there's no travel related costs. But again, they may be, right? We don't know if, you know, you need to travel somewhere for the project, meaning go somewhere, visit somewhere, get some data or something from somebody, whatever. So all of those things make you different from each other, and everyone has your own expenses that you're going to be spending on this thing. So those kinds of expenses, we don't know them now, but we know them in that last 2 weeks of the process. We'll know by then what you had to spend on. So that way, each one of you will get a different third payment. Do you understand why that's the case? Because each one of you has a different life, right? Okay. So we don't know what that third payment is. It'd just be the balance of everything we owe you, right? And we'll pay that, okay? So the point is, then when we pay you all of those 3 payments, we use the second meaning of the word stipend, which is the first meaning of the word stipend was we owe you $6,000 according to the contract with the National Science Foundation, right? We owe you that stipend, okay? But the second meaning of the word stipend is from the IRS point of view, okay? So the IRS, if you receive something as a stipend, the rules change every year, and it all depends on the president in power that year. And sometimes it depends on the IRS chief that year. And sometimes it depends on who the hack, who is deciding what to do for the student funding and so on. But sometimes the IRS says that stipends are taxable, and sometimes they say stipends are not taxable, right? So in order to play it safe from our point of view, we declare everything we pay you as a stipend, okay? So I want you to know that when you sign that invoice saying stipend, it didn't mean that that $2,000 is from that $6,000 stipend. It's from the overall pot of money that we owe you, right? $2,000 out of that overall pot of money that we owe you. And then we'll pay you, the next payment will be for $2,500 from that overall part. And then the last payment will be for the total. And all 3 of those payments will say stipend on them, right? So the point is just, we're trying to make sure that the IRS treats it as, gives you favorable treatment to that payment and doesn't try to tax you on it and so on, okay? But again, they might tax, so we cannot predict what the IRS is going to do in February next year when you decide to pay your taxes, okay? So you have to figure that out at the time, right? And of course, each one of you also has a different life, a different financial life. Some of you are getting scholarship money, other things. Some of you are getting, you'll have employment money from either the first 4 months of this year, January through April of this year. Some of you will have money after August, you might have a job and so on. So who knows, your IRS situation is very complicated. All we can tell you is that reserve some of the money towards the IRS just in case you have to pay them that, okay? But the point is, we're trying to do it as favorably as possible to you by calling it a stipend, right? Okay, not saying housing allowance and this and that and so on. So what that means is that when you receive this $2,000, it's not that then we only owe you $4,000 of the remaining stipend. That's not it. Of the $2,000, around 400 and so it's a percentage. A percentage of it is the stipend, and about a quarter of it is not the stipend. It's the rest of the money that we owe you, right? So I just want you to be aware of that we're only giving you about $1,550 of stipend right now. The other 450 is all these other things lumped in together, right? $50 of which is for this first lunch or dinner thing you're going to be doing next week. Okay, so just so you're aware of that, so you don't get all complicated about how the accounting is going. Okay, so I just want to get that off the chest, and then you know when your money's coming in. You can budget accordingly for the next couple of weeks. If any of you is in financially dire straits, you need money right away because you have no support to give you money from anywhere else. Just let us know privately. You can quietly contact me and I can try to wire you some personal money and then you pay it back to me after you get your $2,000, right? Okay. So whatever. So having said that, let us now begin the more fun part of this whole process to talk a little bit about each one of ourselves, right? So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am an associate professor of computer science at UCF. I've been here since December 1992. So that in 2022, this year, I will have completed 30 years on the job, right? Okay. So that's a fairly substantial amount of life, right? And I've been involved in the REU itself from around 28 of those years. So just the first year, I was a little bit flexible whether or not I was involved. It wasn't really clear that I was officially involved. But Dr. Shah, who you'll meet in a couple of days, has been running this thing ever since it began 35 something years ago, right? So of course, I've had a lot of fun working with the REU students over the years. And as I said, some of them have now become professors and so on 20 years later. So I spend the rest of my life here in my job. I teach classes and I do research with some graduate students. And now recently, I've also become the coordinator for the master's program because they've started a master's in computer vision, one of the first ones in the country. And so I'm the coordinator for that program as well. So beyond that, of course, I have a family and so on. And some of you accidentally know my family and some of you don't, and that's all okay. And some of you might meet more of my family as the weeks go along and so on. But yeah, I know some of you will talk about your personal interests and you might have pets, and you're certainly welcome. One of these days we'll have a pet show. You can bring your favorite pet to this Zoom session here. And then we'll talk about our social interests and all that, what kind of movies we've been watching recently, that kind of thing. But I should disclose right up front, I have no pets and I have no intention of getting any. I did have a pet at one point and it cost our family lots of social problems and social issues. So I am a no pet kind of person right now. But anyway, now I will turn it over to Robert to say a couple of words, and then we'll go through each one of you, and you should also prepare something small. You should be trying to tell us what school you're from, what program you're in, what your interests are generally, and that kind of thing, okay? So Robert, go ahead.
Sure. So I'm a pet kind of person. That's like I feel like a defining characteristic. I love animals. I currently have a pit bull, red-nosed pit. I have a Yorkie, a 4.5-pound Yorkie, and I have a guinea pig. And
Leah quickly brought her cat out, I see.
yeah, I love it. So a little bit about me. I've been at UCF for, I guess, 5 or 6 years now. I just graduated with a double master's, one in mathematics and one in computer science. I'm glad it's done. It was a long process, but I've enjoyed a lot of it. I've had a lot of good memories here. I've been with the REU. This is my 3rd year now. It's actually, in a way, my 4th year. It's my 3rd year kind of running it, but it's my 3rd year or my 4th year. When I first started, I actually watched the lectures. So this is probably my favorite part of the entire year. I love the REU. It's such a cool process. The coolest part about it to me is that we get to learn so much information in such a short amount of time. And because, you know, the traditional model of education to me is kind of antiquated, and we just get to blast lots of info, like a YouTube video. You get to put it on 2 times. You get to learn lots of stuff really quickly. And in some ways you kind of become, you know, a beginner to a mid-level person in the field, in my opinion. So in a really short amount of time. So it's like a boot camp, you know. I love that. I'm married. I have 2 daughters, one's 7, one's 10. I like to cave free dive. I like to ride motorcycles. I like to shoot guns. I like to go camping. I like to be outside a lot. I like computers. I like movies. By the way, we were talking about Tenet earlier. Awesome movie. Totally blew my mind. So we can talk about that later. There's a lot to talk about there. That's about it, though. I think that's all the interesting stuff. Before I came to UCF, I worked as an instructor at a state college for 2 years, and before that, I worked for a government contractor designing explosives and some other things like that. So,
one other thing, maybe Robert, just to add. So, places that I've lived before, and so maybe Robert might want to add to that as well. So I have actually lived in 3 countries over my life. I grew up in India as a teenage person, and then I left as a teenager. And I went to Canada, and that's where I did my undergraduate and my graduate degrees in Canada. And then I moved down to Florida for my job, right? So that experience has made me quite aware of, international issues and stories and so on. So that may be something that comes up as we keep talking about different things as time goes on, right? Robert, you've lived in different parts of Florida, is that right?
I have. I've lived in Florida my whole life. I grew up on the Gulf Coast in Destin, Florida, and then.
So that's also called the Panhandle, is that right?
The Panhandle, yeah.
Okay.
Or the Redneck Riviera, some may say, because it's basically lower Alabama.
Well,
so I enjoy Central Florida much more. It's a totally different world down here. I would say more educated in some ways. So I live here now, but I've traveled around the world. I've been to Peru. I've been to Mexico, Dubai, Moscow, Russia. Been to Budapest, Hungary. I've been to Chisinau, Moldova. There may be more, I can't remember.
Very nice. Very nice.
So that's about it out of me.
Okay. So which one of you wants to volunteer first? I mean, you can just don't go in order. Don't go in order of your names.
Okay. No.
Yeah, don't go in that order. And just whoever feels comfortable, go ahead and say something. Whoever's the most talkative of you. That's the way we'll find out who likes to talk a lot, right? Go ahead.
All right, YOLO. I'm not usually a talkative person, but hey, what the heck? I don't know, I told Robert about this, but sorry for the lighting. The only source of light in this room is this window back here, so I'm just kind of an ominous shadow. Anyway, I'm Ethan Thomas. I'm a computer engineering student at UCF and also in the Burnett Honors College, which has been a lot of fun. I guess regarding my interest in this program, it's I've done some stuff with machine learning kind of as a hobby. I've done a couple projects with AI UCF, but I haven't done anything more formal than that. Just kind of dipping my toes in the water. I want to see if this is something I want to pursue beyond that. When I'm not doing school 23 hours a day, as it feels like, I'm really into music synthesizers. It's kind of a problem, but I don't know, I have all sorts of these little things around here, and actually I keep my big rack next to me pretty much all the time, for better or worse. I built this over the past 2 years. That's been a lot of fun to play with. Just to learn about how sound is generated and how you can synthesize and modify signals. But anyway, one
question. I'm curious, Ethan, besides the technical aspects, do you also have an aesthetic interest in the topic? I mean, do you actually generate music or anything, or you?
If you think what I make is music, then I really appreciate it. I do.
The point is you do make stuff. You do also make stuff.
Yeah. I do intentionally try to make music.
Okay.
I don't know.
So one of these days we'll have a show then. Okay. One of these days we'll do that.
Yeah, no, actually, I was showing other people. I got this little box recently, and just got it right before my vacation. Just played on it the entire time, and I don't know. I'm just really interested in the technical side of this, but yeah, I do try to make music. I'm also into 3D printing, and actually you might see me walk off and check my printer to make sure it doesn't jam for the 50th time. If you're into 3D printing, never get glow-in-the-dark filament. It will give you nothing but headaches. Uh, but yeah, other than that, I'm a computer tech nerd, and I'm interested in this sort of stuff. So
Okay.
I'll pass it off
So
to.
you don't have to tell us this time around, but next time when you do something similar for Dr. Shah, he probably would want to know for each of you what math classes you've taken off.
Oh, what math?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you don't have to do it this time. We don't need to know now because I'm not that interested in that topic. But I know Dr. Shah will ask you that. Okay, so be prepared to answer that next time.
Okay, that's good to know.
Who's next? Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Zain. I'm a student at Illinois Institute of Technology. I am majoring in artificial intelligence. IIT is actually one of the first colleges to offer a bachelor's in AI. I am interested in computer vision. I mainly want to do research in computer vision. This is what got me here. I've lived in 3 different places. I grew up in Lebanon. I came here as a teenager. I lived in California for 5 years. I went to community college, Santa Monica Community College, also one of the top in the country, for 2 years. And then when I was transferring, I had Chicago was an option for me. So I wanted to do AI. So IIT seemed like the best choice. And from people at IIT, I was able to come across UCF REU, which was like a golden opportunity for me. I really want to do research in computer vision, so I'm happy to be here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, who wants to go next? Go ahead, Sanjay.
Hey everyone, I'm Sanjay. I'm a student at University of Wisconsin-Madison. I'm currently studying computer science and music as my 2 majors. I play the cello, so that's pretty fun. I also fence a little bit at school, and I guess my interest in this program is this is kind of like my first real foray into anything machine learning or computer vision or anything of the sort. I think as a career, I'd like something kind of in between software engineering and AI research. Maybe I'm still deciding. Maybe I'll be entirely into research. But yeah, I guess I'm looking forward to see how I feel after this program.
Very nice. Okay, thank you. Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Go ahead.
So my name is Brian. I go to UCF here. I'm originally from West Palm Beach, then moved up here to Orlando, majoring in computer engineering, going into my 4th year. Some of my interests, I like playing tennis, biking, just doing some things outdoors when I'm not busy with schoolwork. For this program, I've always had an interest in machine learning and AI and things of that nature. And I thought this program would be a really good opportunity to maybe get some concrete experience in the field and see if it's something I want to pursue, if it's something I like, and maybe see if I can make a career out of it in the future.
Okay, thank you. Very nice. Thank you. Who wants to go next?
Hello, my name is Chu. I go to the University of Arizona, and I'm going to be going into my 2nd year next semester. I'm double majoring in computer science and math. And I think academically, I suppose, machine learning and artificial intelligence are my primary interests, and I would like to eventually do a PhD in machine learning. I also did a research project related to machine learning this past semester and enjoyed that. So I thought this would be a good way to get more experience and do something interesting this summer. As far as personal things go, I play the flute. I enjoy video games and as well as tabletop role playing. This summer, I'm staying with some friends, and we're going to be playing a game of. It's called Pathfinder 2, and it's sort of similar to Dungeons and Dragons, but it's a bit different. So I'm excited about that.
Could you tell us a little bit about where all you've lived so far? Like, because I know you're a student in one place, but is that where you did your high school or not? In that same city? Or?
Well, I was born in China, but I moved to the US when I was about 3, so I don't really remember much of that. I actually lived in Florida for a few years, but I ended up moving to Texas when I was rather young.
Which part of Florida was that? Which part of Florida was it?
I don't know if you're familiar with the town, but it was called Gainesville. It's where US is.
Who would not be familiar with Gainesville? No, it's our. Well, I mean, there's two reasons. There's two reasons, of course. In the popular culture, you know, the football culture, it's the #1 city in the world. But beyond that, from an academic point of view, Gainesville is our #1 competitor for everything. So, of course, we're right. Gainesville. Yeah.
Well, I suppose people who don't live in Florida usually have no idea what the place is. So I've lived in Texas for most of my life. That's where I went to high school. I ended up going to...
Which city was that in Texas?
Houston.
Houston.
Yes. And I ended up going to the University of Arizona because I got the National Merit Award, and they gave a full scholarship for that.
Very nice.
Oh, and now this summer I'm living in Boise, Idaho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you also hunt and use guns or not?
It's not a particular interest of mine. I have.
No, I was just kidding because, you know, I mean, Boise, Idaho sounds like a place where you would flourish with that. So anyway, it's okay. Sounds good. Okay, so were you done, Chu, or do you have something to add?
That's it, I think.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you. Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Go ahead.
So I'm Lee, and I'm from the University of Minnesota. It's a quite cold place compared to Florida, I think. I'm on my first year, and I'm doing computer science. I am seeking for going to master's at least, maybe PhD in the future.
Okay.
Like my research interests are about machine learning and artificial intelligence. So quite same as everybody here, I guess. I do have some social anxiety, so I'm kind of nervous of showing my face in front of people. So hopefully that will be okay if I don't have to do that. And for my hobbies, I have both indoor and outdoor hobbies. For indoors ones, I like to play the video games, and basically much like I'm super fan of playing the games. And for the outside, I like to do the biking and go climbing. Yeah, that's basically about me.
Which in Minnesota, you get to bicycle in the summer, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I really hope I can move to a place which are warmer because, yeah, literally more than half of the year is freezing cold.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Lee, what's the temperature like right now?
It's actually decent.
Okay.
It'll be decent.
The temperature now, I think it's like somewhere like 18 or 20, like a C.
Yeah, which will be a nice day in Minnesota. I mean, this is the beginning of the good summer days, right?
Yeah, so in the summer days, it's like a little bit cool. It's not already hot, it's very comfortable, but in the winter, it's literally like so cold.
Yes, yes.
Like you cannot even be outside for 1 minute, that kind of cold.
Sure. So you're in Twin Cities, is that right? Or
yes, Twin Cities, Minneapolis.
Okay. Yeah, you're Minneapolis, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there around maybe 7 years ago for a week in the summer, and it was very nice in the summer. But I know I've lived in Toronto myself, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
And so Minnesota is very similar to the rest of Canada. So you guys.
Yeah, that's a very good place to go to Minnesota in the summer. That's a very, very, very nice place. Cruising. Hi, I mean.
Okay, well, thank you,
I
Lee.
mean, it's a very good time to go there. If you go in the winter, then it's going to be suffering.
Yes. No, I understand. Okay. Well, thank you, Lee. Very, very nice.
Thank you.
Who wants to go next?
I suppose I can go if that's all right.
Sure, Leah.
Hi, I'm Leah. I'm a computer science major at UCF. I'm going into my third year, though I'm like not quite a third year because I was actually a computer engineering major until really recently, so I got to catch up on a couple courses in computer science. But I love animals. I'm sure you saw my cat earlier. I'm sure you'll see her again when she decides to stop by. But I have an interest in like AI and machine learning as everyone else here does. I haven't really like done much with it yet because it's really just overwhelming. I have no idea where to start with it. So I'm very excited for this to help me like get into it more, I guess. I'm also big into games. I like watching Twitch streams and I do art sometimes, though I'm not very good. And that's about it.
So one thing, I made, because I noticed there's two people with similar sounding names. So there's Lee Meow and there's Leah Howells. So I may sometimes call you Leah H.
Okay.
And Lee Meow, I might call you Lee M. Okay, just so that when I speak, people don't get confused about who I'm referring to, right?
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you, Leah. So, so who wants to go next? I think we have a couple of people left. Is that right? Maybe 3 people left to go. So
I can go next.
go ahead.
So my name is Michael Brown. I grew up in Utah and Nevada. I started working. I started working with my dad when I was about 13, and got experience as a mechanic. And since then, I've had about 13 years experience as a mechanic. I joined the Army, was in the Army for 4 years. I've lived in Utah, Nevada, Texas, Hawaii, California, Florida. I did a tour in Afghanistan. Because that's an Army. I've been to Ukraine. I've landed in Germany. I don't know if that counts as visiting. I've done that a few times. I'm kind of a self-taught. I really like electronics, so I learned a lot about electronics and was building a robot years ago. But I didn't really know how to do the coding, to write code for it. So that's actually why I decided to come back, to come to college, because I didn't understand, the ideas behind it, and it seemed too abstract for me. But since I've been coming to university, I'm a senior now. I love programming and algorithms, and I'll literally spend my free time working on algorithms and writing code and stuff, just because I like it so much. I have a really strong interest in machine learning. I find it really interesting how there's so many different strategies to accomplish different tasks, and it's again, like someone else said, it's very overwhelming to try and to figure this out. So I'm really glad I was accepted into the REU, because I feel like this is a really good step. I do intend on going for my PhD. I actually put in an application for it already, but because of the REU, I won't be able to have the classes done, so I'll have to do another one. But I fully intend on pursuing that. I've been going to UCF for 3 years now, 2.5, 3 years, two and a half. And I love UCF. The people there are great. It's a fantastic school. I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
What are the ages, by the way? How old?
So my son is 7 and my daughter is 5.
Very nice. Okay.
my daughter's actually graduating kindergarten. So
the big step.
Yeah. That's the first step on the way to good education.
Good education and talkativeness and trouble.
Oh my goodness, yeah, for sure. So I am an animal lover, but I personally don't have any animals. My roommate's got 3 cats, so they're always around. So
okay, very nice, thank you.
And I do like gaming. I've actually recently gotten a VR headset, and that stuff's pretty amazing. So
okay, thank you. Thank you. We don't have too many choices of who has to go next, so one of you has to go.
My name is Robert, and I'm from Virginia Beach. I've been there pretty much all my life. In terms of what school I go to currently, I'm going to University of Virginia, doing a computer science major. Interesting thing, I guess, is that up until maybe like halfway through last year, I was at a different school. I was doing business at Virginia Tech, and I found myself doing more and more computer science stuff than actual business, so I kind of had to transfer out and pursue this. I've had an interest in artificial intelligence, machine learning, that kind of stuff. Mainly, like you could almost like see it happening even on your smartphones. From your phone being able to detect like where you're gonna park and where you're gonna be before you even go, to like computers being able to like finish songs for people and voices and everything like that. Is like been very interesting to see the progress of that. My hobbies, like somebody was talking about synthesizers. I mean, like I do a similar thing. I have like a MIDI pad and everything, and I like produce music on the side.
Oh heck yeah!
At piano, yeah. Um, yeah, I have like a whole setup normally, but none of it's out right now. But yeah, I think that's it.
Sorry. Robert,
Tess, you're up.
Yeah, so I'm Tess. I just finished my 3rd year at Holy Cross, which is in Massachusetts. And then the other day, I just moved back home to Connecticut. So that's really where I've been all my life. Besides when I'm at school, then that's in Massachusetts. And I'm double majoring in computer science and psychology. So I really like both of those things. They're really interesting to me. And then last semester, I was able to take a computer vision course. So it kind of went over the basic concepts, but I thought that was really interesting, which led me to this REU. And I don't really have any experience in machine learning and that type of thing, but I'd like to explore that a bit more and kind of go into my interests, because I'm not sure what I want to do after college yet. So hopefully this can kind of help me out with that and see what specifically I'm interested in within computer science. So yeah.
Very good. Did you want to say something about whether you hate animals or love them or
oh yeah, I like animals. I have a cat, so she might stop by sometimes. I don't know where she is now, but yeah, I like all kinds of animals.
Now, do cats ever pay attention to Zoom sessions? Because I wonder if Leah's cat can talk to Tess's cat at some point, or even know that there's another cat. Anyway, so that was it then, Tess. So nothing else about other interests or anything you wanted to tell us about? I guess you've told us, you said a lot, right? You said you're interested in psychology and all that. Okay, very good. So thank each one and every one of you for all that you shared about your life with us. So now we'll just open it up to, if any of you have any questions about anything, or about how you envisage the next few weeks going, or what's coming up and so on. Or if there's some other topic of burning interest on the top of your mind, like what were you very concerned about yesterday, for example?
Actually, up until the schedule was posted, I thought we had to watch about 6 hours of lectures prior to today. Like, I thought I had to watch all those recordings, and then I saw the actual schedule, and I'm like, oh, thank gosh. I was like, I had a feeling you didn't expect us to do that, but I did.
Mhm.
And then I guess the other thing is, I'm not like, I waver between thinking, oh, I'm qualified to do this program, and there's no way I'm qualified to do this. So I really hope, it's just imposter syndrome or something. But
Yes, no, there's definitely, I mean, we all have imposter syndrome at every level of us.
I was gonna say, don't worry, Ethan. I'm the one teaching you, and I have the same thing.
Well, and even people that have been in the field for 40 and 50 years still have imposter syndrome. And actually, they sometimes are threatened by the younger crowd because they don't know what they don't know yet, right? So yeah, so welcome to the Imposters Club. Okay, we're all part of the same club. So
thanks. I appreciate it.
sure. But what else in the world maybe has been of concern to anybody? I guess there's different things going on, right? The stock market keeps going up and down, and
Crypto just crashed really hard.
what just crashed? Crypto, yeah, crypto crashed, right.
Yeah, it makes me sad.
Yeah, I shorted that. I actually made like 105% profit off of that short.
Yo.
But hey, one question I have about that whole crypto thing: is it liquid enough to get in and out easily, or is it somehow difficult?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's super
trade.
liquid.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know.
Wow, my balance has already kind of bounced back. That's nice. But yeah, no, it's been a little volatile lately.
Yeah. No, I'm sure.
Well, I'd like to say something. So I know a lot of you have been asking me questions, and I want to say that rest assured that you will get exactly what you need when you need it from me. And if you feel like you haven't gotten it yet, it's probably because you don't need it yet. So if I say something in the Slack group, usually in the general thread, what I'm saying is probably very important. And the random thread is probably not. I'm probably posting GIFs in there about stupid stuff. But you don't need to worry about anything because I have done my best to set this up so that it can cater to a variety of experience levels, and it will take us from A to Z every step along the way. So like, for example, the software installation stuff that you've seen, if you've had a chance to look at that, good. If you haven't, that's okay too. The idea is that basically you can come in here and not know anything. And the reason I did it this way is because, Robert, I really resonate with what you were saying, because like you, I'm a Robert, but other than that, I was in the math department, and I've always been good at math, but it didn't motivate me the way that computer science is. I don't know if you guys know what LaTeX is or not. LaTeX. And it's basically the software language that is used to write math books, right? And I found myself, when I was in the math department, enjoying writing in LaTeX more than I was enjoying doing the math itself. And so eventually I realized I was TAing for somebody. I was TAing for a Calculus 1 class. And the professor, Dr. Brian Moore, put an image of his kid up on the screen and showed an example of edge detection, which is a machine learning approach. And he showed how derivatives were used to calculate that. And it blew my mind. I had no idea. I'd never heard of machine learning, deep learning. I had heard of AI, but that was about the extent of it. So I knew absolutely nothing. I'd never written a single line of Python. I had done some C++, some MATLAB, some Pick Basic, some stuff like that. But I mean, that was like years ago. I didn't remember any of it. So if you're coming in here and you don't know anything, that's probably the best. Usually I find that those people have a better experience than the people who know a lot already. So like, that's why I have, how do we install? So I remember when I first started feeling so overwhelmed, like, how do I even start writing code? Like, which IDE do I use? Or do I even know what an IDE is? And once I opened PyCharm and I found that, like, how do I start a new project and blah, blah, blah. Like, it was just overwhelming to me. So you don't really need to stress out about that. So on one side of things, it's going to be super chill. And on another side of things, it's going to be not chill at all, because we're going to be doing tons of stuff. So the point is that I'm going to be here with you. We're going to walk through it together. And it's just, all you have to do is be committed.
And then unfortunately 1 week later, Dr. Shah is going to be here with you. Then you're going to be running with him, not walking anymore.
That's right. That's right.
So that's where it's going in the end, right? Okay. So Robert's the softer introduction to everything.
Right.
And then once you're working with Dr. Shah and those projects and all that, there'll be a lot more running, but it'll be done in a manner where it'll be just right. Okay. So you'll be ready for that running later on.
Yeah. So we have done our best to do that, to kind of ramp it up at such a pace that everybody feels comfortable, and you can start from basically close to nothing. So
right. Okay.
I think
Something
that's about
I
it.
find. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead, Chu.
Oh, I was going to say that something I find sort of interesting is that usually when people talk about how they got into this stuff, they talk about, I guess, the technical aspect of it, like being really fascinated with that. And I mean, that is true for me. Like, I do find this stuff really interesting, but I think one of the big things that first got me interested in AI was reading this book by Nick Bostrom, who's a professor at UC Berkeley, researching AI, and it was about like, I guess, AI, like the history of the field and AI safety and things of that sort. And I think that was what really got me first interested in it.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. So Robert, the next item is the 1 o'clock sessions that begin.
That is
right?
correct. Yeah. So next up, so Dr. Shaw is actually not with us today. So I have some videos that I'm going to play for him, from him. So the first one up is about 20 minutes. It's the history of the REU. After that, we'll do about an hour break for lunch, and then we'll come back and do some more lectures until about 5 this evening. Okay.
So the only drawback with the lectures this time around is because they're on, recordings. Just for today, from tomorrow on, there'll be no recordings. The only drawback with that is that, so you won't have anybody to ask questions to, right? You'll watch the videos, and the questions that are being asked were the cohort last year was asking the question. It's the recording from last year, right, Robert?
Correct.
So the cohort last year was asking the question. So that's who the questions will be. So you won't have anybody live to ask the questions. So if you have any questions, just stack them up, right? Make a list of them. And then tomorrow I'll be very happy to answer any questions about those videos, okay? If you have any. I may even check in occasionally today just to see. I'm not sure I will. But or you can indicate to Robert that you have some questions, then he can convey to me that there's some interest, and then I can call in or whatever and answer some questions. But if not, then tomorrow I'll deal with all the questions in the morning, first thing, and then we'll move on with the lectures tomorrow, and they'll all be live. Okay. So does that sound like a good plan, everybody? You're all geared up and ready to go. And what you'll see in Dr. Shah's first 20 minutes is he will talk about the greatness of this program and how, you should expect a lot from us. And we will also have some expectations from you guys, right? Because it's a great opportunity to embark on a very interesting career path in life, okay? So Robert, should we wrap it up then? Let everybody transition to the other Zoom session?
Yeah, so I'm going to use the same link. We're going to use this one.
Very good, okay.
But I think
maybe you guys can take a 5-minute break or whatever if you need to take a break and then come back, right? Would that make sense, Robert? Just a quick break if they need to?
Probably not, because it's only 20 minutes and then they have an hour.
Okay. Oh, very good, excellent, okay.